So let's talk about community building from an international perspective, right? So, I understand how you built it in the UK because, of course, Ben started it, just started working with these people. It grew over time, but you are personally in the US for a reason right now, and it seems like from the numbers that we see, the US is growing really quickly for you guys, at least from an EMV perspective. How did you go about building community kind of in these other regions? And I know you're in other regions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you think about that? How did you initially start to seed the relationships out here?
I think this came back to the early days of Gymshark, even before myself, and the early days of when Ben was sending out product to August, Lovato, Lex, Nikki Blackheather, and the original Gymshark athletes. And it's one of these things with social media as well, is like these guys have followers all over the world. And I think it was only until like Gymshark went to its first body power in 2014, and we flew, the guys flew August, Jeff Said, Lovato, all the guys, like these guys over from the US, and they had Lex come down from up north in the UK, and then Alan Gabai from Germany. And at this expo, nobody realised actually how passionate and how big these guys' communities were until they got to the expo, until they'd sold out at the body power. And then I think that kind of stemmed on the idea for Ben and the guys to be like, what, actually let's try out some of these other expos. And obviously you have the LA Fit Expo normally on in January every year, and you have the Olympia. So the guys went on a bit of a world tour at these different expos. And to be honest, I don't think we realised the community or the audience we had in the US until we went there. And when the guys went to the LA Fit Expo, and you had these 6-hour queues, people swarming around the stand. And I think what then they realised is, like, through influencer marketing, we've been able to put our product out in front of these different audiences all over the world. So I think you have obviously in today's world as well, you have your paid media strategies, and you can target people in Nebraska, for example. But I think organically, the brand was growing through the use of influencer marketing, and through the combination of influencer marketing and then our Gymshark's own social profiles. I think that really started gaining that organic traction. And it wasn't really like verified or validated until the guys went over for the LA Fit Expo and seen thousands of kids turning up to the Gymshark stand, and all the other stands were just like, of the supplement stands were just empty. So I think that, and I suppose advice to other brands and businesses out there, if they're looking at targeting specific markets, it's kind of like, it's looking at people who are relevant within those markets and have an audience, an engaged audience in those markets. It's like, you can't be super targeted to a certain extent, but if you're looking to drive that like organic growth, it's creating authentic and engaging content with those influencers, and then being consistent across your channels as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think we tell people a lot, because there's all kinds of ways that you can target people. You can target them based on audience demographics, audience location, whatever. And the thing that we really focus on is, like, this is all about passion, right? Wherever this person is, if they've got a lot of passion for your category and really passionate about your brand, that's a good person for you to work with. They can be based in the Netherlands. If they've got a really big audience, right, they're going to have an impact globally, not just in the Netherlands, because the internet isn't regional, right? Like, if you speak, the biggest thing is just language, right? If you speak English, you're going to have an impact in all the countries that speak English. If you speak Spanish, you're going to have an impact in the countries that speak Spanish. Like, that's the one barrier we found, where, like, people don't like watching translated videos all that much. But yeah, no, it's a total side benefit of this influencer space, is how much easier it makes global expansion.
Yeah, that's it. And I think, like, one of the perfect examples was when Logan Paul went to Dubai. I think something like 20,000 people turned up at the Mall of Dubai, just to see Logan Paul. I was like, this is a kid who was putting up YouTube videos from the US. You know what I mean? So I think it's if people can understand that, the internet doesn't have barriers. I think there's tools that you can leverage, of course, from a paid media perspective to be more targeted. But when it comes to the influencer space, it's like, they can be from Dublin, Ireland, but have a global audience. And that's kind of I suppose that's the interesting but fun part of it as well, is actually seeing where they resonate, and kind of what the surprises can be when they turn up in a certain location or a certain city or country.